Yeah, congratulations,
Thank you, thank you.
congratulations, man. You got an NBA record of points, Chicago guys, fantastic place to bounce. You'll never forget it. A monumental occasion I can only imagine. And I've always said that my favorite reality TV show is the draft, and particularly the NBA draft. I mean, man, you got some highlights. You got the four guys from Mount Bear going first in the first round. That's historic. You got three Duke players going in the top 10, and all the emotions. You guys, what are you guys thinking about this draft?
Go ahead, Craig.
Well, I think one of the things that I'm excited about is I think for the first time in a long time is I want to say the top three players are definitely from here in the United States. So that's a big thing to me. That means that we are, maybe we're shifting back towards uh, and nothing about we love that it's a
Oh,
global
you,
game.
you wanted to say normalcy. You wanted to say normalcy.
Yeah. So but
You wanted to say normalcy.
we love that it's a global game, but we're also very prideful in it being an American game, in which we believe that we're the top dog right there. So I'm happy to see that right there. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad to see all the players that are having the opportunity to have some success in their life with taking that next step forward at the highest level of our sport. So it's fun to see.
Definitely.
Yeah, well,
Say normalcy for us, huh?
well, it's normalcy for us. But no
Yes.
surprise, Cooper Flag goes number one. A terrific two-way player. His potential is off the roof. I mean, the amazing thing is, Dallas's situation went from a one dire circumstance to heaven and the next. So it was
Yeah.
it feels a little scripted. Their chances to get what they wanted to get purportedly, and to have the opportunity to get that two-way player that my man talked about so vehemently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I say I want to say something real quick because and I don't want to cut you off, but I want to say this point because I think people glossed over it when they saw it, and you never know because you know social media can uh, script whatever they want to script and make it look the way they want to, but with Cooper Flag going, and so I remember how social media when the trade was made by Nico Harrison, when the trade was made and they panned to Jay Kidd like nobody really knew. They were saying like nobody knew, and they would show Jason Kidd looking like he was all upset and pissed off because they had traded Luka Doncic, and so that
Yeah.
and when they were talking to him, it was like he was just pissed off and like they were making it seem like him and Nico were at odds against each other, and then you pan to last night and both of them are sitting right next to each other and they're laughing and joking and J Kid, Nico's got his phone and he's showing him something, and it just goes to show you how people can
Getting
narrate
and grinning.
and
Yes.
script however they want to make it look to the public. You know what I mean? And so maybe, and who knows? I don't know how that whole situation went down and all that right there. But
never
at
know.
the end of the
That's
day,
that's
man,
the point right there.
yeah, yeah, you know, to 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 put people against and pit each other against each other just for your ratings and all that
Yeah.
right there, it's such a cowardly
Yep.
act by people when they do stuff like that, because you know what, those brothers knew what was going on and they're on the same page no matter what. Maybe they
Oh yeah.
might have differences, but in reality they're on the same page. And the crazy thing is about it is and I'm going to say this, but I think Dallas got better. If you want to, in a totality, I think Dallas got much better. And who's to
I
know? I hope,
I agree.
I hope
Totally agree.
Luka, he's in great shape now and all this and that, and it's gonna look bad on him because it took all of this for you to get yourself to there. Which at the end of the day, how much of a pro are you really? If you don't, and that's not to do with talent because he's uberly talented. That's not it, But when you're talking about selling out to your sport, to your team, to a championship, it took all of this for you to get to that point right there. That looks bad on Luka. That don't look bad on the Dallas Mavericks. Despite what everybody says.
Well, I think the Lakers got better too, though, in the deal. In the long run, because I didn't think they were going anywhere with Davis the way the team was constructed. I was always pushing, being a Laker fan, I was always pushing for the Lakers to go over the cap and bring somebody in to help both LeBron and Dwight. I mean, not Dwight, I'm talking Dwight and AD. See, so I thought that, I didn't agree with the move at first, but then I was like, hey, that was going to be pretty nice, but Kyrie ended up getting hurt, so we didn't get a chance to see it.
But Kyrie is like the second acquisition once again, because he becomes a key component because of his health. He comes back from injury.
Yes.
You've got the best free agent in basketball, so to speak, on your team.
Yeah.
But let's real quickly, let's talk about the winners of the draft.
Right.
I mean, Sam, amazing to be able to get Harper. Amazing.
Yeah.
Be able to get the big kids, Bryant, to compliment what they're doing. Phoenix getting addressing some needs. You never know. All the talk that goes on. You never know what's going on behind the scenes with the general manager.
Right.
And
right.
Some show their hands, some put information out there, but you never actually know until it actually happens. I mean, you've got the amazing thing that the majority of the players drafted were freshmen. Now, what does that say in terms of the NIL money, all the new the rookies, the rookie contracts that are played? I mean, 9 freshmen drafted early.
I think pound for pound, it says that America still has got talent. I don't mean to take away from the TV show, but America has talent. The talent is still there, and we've seen it. Most of the players that were drafted, I got a chance to watch a majority of their games in college, and they're all talented. Every last one of them.
Well, we've never doubted the talent. Craig and I talk about it. You and I talk about it. The talent has always been here. Our contention is the application models, and that we're falling behind from an intellectual point, which segues into our main topics again. So last week on episode 3, we were talking about quote the teachers in basketball versus the organizers and the what would we call trainers, so to speak, the people that are working kids out. They're having a specific agenda, perhaps, but isn't in the end, not that they're doing it maliciously, but in the end, not in the best interest of the kids. So, and when we talked about the article was on martial arts and basketball, are pros, pros. I mean, crazy. But the main premise is that, even at the professional level, you have people who are practitioners. Craig, we talk about this, who don't necessarily have a pro a pro strategy or a pro program to move a player forward, and it's harder to do that. The better equipped the player becomes, because we talk about level 10 or if you're at level 0 or level 10 or level 15, there's a lot of people that can get you to level 20 and 25. But the main thing comes when you start moving up in the numbers, especially at the professional level where you're at like level 70, let's say, then who's the people that can get you to the next plateau? And so um, that's where we bring this conversation to a head.
We mentioned earlier, as far as trainers, someone you got to be able to identify who's a good trainer, who's not, and, and it depends on who that the actual player is, or whoever's in the player's circle. You know, some players, like you said, some players may be at a 10, some may be at a 12. You know, and some players may have, some trainers may be able to only get you to 15. You don't want to deal with that, but you want to consistently be involved with somebody who's going to help you to grow. Like what you say, every 5 minutes, or every 5 minutes you should be getting better. You should at least have that mentality when you're stepping into the gym dealing with someone that you're comfortable with, right?
That's correct. I mean,
I believe pros, like I take the Kobe method, I take the Kobe and Jordan method as far as the pros are concerned. During the summers when you get a chance to really do most of your training, right? So you want to make sure that you come back next year better at something. If it's a mid-range game, if it's a turnaround jumper, if it's a step back, you want to make sure you've added something to your game, because in the pros, you're being filmed and scouted. And they know exactly what your tendencies and what you like to do. So you be able to have to work on counters and things of that nature. So if you don't have a trainer be able to at least tap into those things, then you may be wasting your time. See, that's my opinion.
That's true. I mean, every bottom line, it takes MPT. It takes the right material. It takes the right pressure.
Yes.
And it takes a certain amount of time. So you cannot escape that. So the person has to offer the right materials for you, and the higher you go, and the higher you go up the value chain, then the more it's critical for you to have associate means to help you get better. That's film study. That's film study in sessions. Even I used to
I
have
was gonna mention that.
yeah, you have people come to sessions and film critical areas, so you can have some take home materials, things for you to go back over. You can associate that with game film. You can associate
Yes.
that with even YouTube is a valuable tool
Right.
in those respects. And
Right.
so it it's a matter of the what decisions are being made, because we talked about in the last episode, the parents and the players not being able to decipher which way to go, and who are the people that as practitioners, as gainers as such. We talked about trainers and maintainers, but but the maintainer and trainer could be synonymous, where the gainer, the person that's actually helped you develop. Like if you were going to build a property, you wouldn't. You definitely want to have maintenance people if you got a new high rise facility.
Right.
But
Right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Craig.
This is because I was thinking about this, and so and I'll speak on it as I look at it more towards the NBA model versus youth, college, high school, that model there.
Big difference.
And this will happen. This will happen with this group of guys that have just come through the door last night. Your window of opportunity at the NBA level is like this right here. You've got a small window of opportunity unless you're in the top, what is it? Maybe 5, 6, 7. Even not even your lotteries, but your 5, 6, 7. Those guys are pretty much set.
True.
You probably have a 2-year opportunity or 2-year window for the rest of those guys that are probably 10 and on from wherever they go. And the reason why I talk about the and
it's
the
not
reason why I talk about
that door. You say the window from this far, it's like it's unlocked and it's not propped open. They have to
It's open. Yeah, it's not open.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the reason why I talk about this is because last summer, I spent a lot of time in a place called the Facility out in Arizona, and a lot of NBA guys come there during the summer, and that's where they work out. And I won't give any names, but I knew some people that were in the gym as pros that were working out, and I was like, and I looked at them, and from the first year they were in the league, I go, okay, man, I saw him and I was like, okay, man, he's getting some run. Next year, you know what? Okay, let's see if there's another step they take. And there were a couple guys that were in there that I know. And then I was watching what they were doing in their workout based on what they were doing. And I'd go, oh, okay. But I would come back another day just to look, just to see, okay, what are they really doing in there? Okay. And so then I watched this year, and that guy that I thought should have taken a step didn't even play.
He didn't.
And
At
so
all?
now I'm going,
Wow.
all right, what are you doing? Because now he's coming into this year, and now you got that whole crop of new people coming in. There's only what is it? I mean, I guess they've given you a bigger roster in the NBA, because sometimes you look on the roster and there's like 18 guys on there, right? Whereas it used to be like you have 15, 12, 15.
Yeah.
Now you got 18 on there. But when you look at, okay, can I stick? One of our good friends that we know really well, his son was in there for 2 years and now has had a hard time getting back through the door. You know what I mean?
Tough.
So
Tough.
it's
Tough
tough.
game.
It's a
And
new crop.
especially it's tough if you're a borderline guy. You know, you got there, but you're a borderline guy. So now it's like, okay, what can he do in the gym so that he can push himself, elevate himself up, as opposed to elevating himself out? You know what I mean? You can continue to do what you do and elevate yourself out, you know? And so that's why when you talk about trainers and what they're doing, and that's why I say knowing your body mechanics, watching your film, watching the teams that he's playing with, understanding what their structure is, understanding what they're trying to do, understanding where they see him. I think that's why I think your job as a trainer isn't just to be in the gym and just put somebody through some drills.
That's
Well,
true.
some of that has to fall on the player as well, because I don't know the player you're talking about, but if he was in the league, he got himself to the point where he got a look in the league, or like a cup in a sip in the league, and now he's currently out of the league. He has to be man enough to understand why he's not in the league.
Yes,
And what he needs to work on to get himself back in there. That's very important.
Yes,
and you got to be true to himself.
That's
Okay, I need to work on my jump shot. You know, I need to be able to defend better. And
right.
that still doesn't mean he's going to get back in the league. Is that tight?
It's hard.
You have to figure out, okay, one thing we talk about is acquiring the skill set. And you're lucky if you're in the right environment just to acquire the skill set.
Yeah.
The next piece is, okay, what role am I gonna play? I have to get better at a particular role, so I show up as a certain type of commodity that a team might be looking for. They're not gonna look for me to score 20 points a game. They're not gonna look for me to do these things. We talked about that article, roles that get chose. That speaks to specifically to being able to do things that help a team win and make you valuable without putting the ball in the basket. And
hey, I don't mean to, go ahead, Troy. I'm sorry.
No. Basically, in a nutshell, it's those two things. And so you have to be, like you talk about the I know the player he's talking about, but that player has to, like you said, look at himself realistically and say, okay, where are my shortcomings? And then look at how you play and what type of asset would I be for a team? Because that's how they're looking at it. You have to be able to take your ego out of it, and you have to be able to take the collective ego of yourself and the people around you out of it. Somebody has to be objective, and that should be the trainer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to mention a perfect example of that is Pat Beverly.
Correct.
I think Pat averaged 35 or something in high school or college. He averaged, I think, 35 in high school.
He did.
Right?
Correct. In Chicago.
In Chicago, yeah, in Chicago. And he got in the league, and I think somebody put him to the side and said, man, if you want to stick in the league, you got to play defense. He made a good living and made a name for himself in the league by defending. and being very disruptive on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah.
See, so you know, you got to get in where you fit in this league.
Everybody, most of the people,
Got to get in where you fit in.
that's their story.
Everybody can't be Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag is going to have to play himself out of the league right now. The way things are set up for him, he's got to play himself out the league.
We lost Craig. Just temporary. We'll pop him back in there. Let me see.
Sorry, I'm out here in the woods out here, man. So.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah. But
trying to get away from us. Hey, man, we were talking Craig, man. Look, Craig's like, man, forget these brothers, man. They ain't giving me no burn.
I'm sorry, man. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't know why my phone is saying 2% here. I've got power on my phone, but it's saying in my corner here, it shows you guys got 99%, but I got 2%. I don't know if that's the area I'm in.
It's just talking about game.
You got a bad connection?
Hey, Craig. It's just talking about game left. I don't know what you've been doing. Hey,
it might be a connection. I'm not sure. But going back to what Ed was saying about Patrick Beverly, he might be the best example of figuring out how to change his approach so that he is able to be where he's at. You know what I mean? He averaged 37 points a game in high school, and
there you go. I knew it was a number like that.
Yeah, it was 37 points a game in high school, and now in the NBA, he might be lucky if he averages 7 points a night when he's playing in the NBA.
Yeah,
but he also knows he found the other part of what. And I know I keep skipping around on this. I just got done with a basketball camp. And the last thing that I was talking to the kids about because we were scrimmaging and playing at the end of camp, and I was just watching it. And the last thing I told them as we were getting ready to leave, I said, some of you are going to try to make your junior high, your select team, whatever it's going to be. And everybody, I said, there's one basketball here, and everybody can't shoot it every time that the possession is on your side of the table. So where are you?
That's right.
Where are you valuable to me as a coach out on the floor? Communication, defense, transition, rebounding. There's so many different things that you can apply to yourself that can make you be a quality player on a team without just thinking about shooting the basketball. I said, because every time somebody asks you how the game went, the first thing they ask you is how many points did you score, right?
True.
And so I was saying, there's going to be some of you that shoot it better than others, and there's going to be some of you that need to get better at shooting the basketball. But where you can really always improve is the effort and energy you have that you bring to the table, and then all the other things that you can say that I can check the boxes and being able to do out on the floor. That makes you valuable to me as a coach, and it makes you valuable to your team. So that's where
without those things, you're going to sit. Right. I believe.
Well, that's where I go back to trainers understanding who their clients are, and that you understanding the totality of their game and who they're playing for and playing with. And that's where I say, to me, that's the fun part of understanding what you're doing as a trainer. You know what the hardest thing I see with people is being able to tell your client and the people around them what the truth is. It's the hardest thing for people to do. Because you know what you're scared of? You're scared you're going to lose your client.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. You're being honest, and you have to do that if you're going to help that player. I don't want to say kid, because you train on different levels. Like I said, you're training, right? You normally train high school and college players?
High school, all levels. I mean, I've got all levels, so it's high school, college.
If next week, the MVP Shea walks in the gym and he wants you to train him, right?
Right.
What are you going to do? Are you going to? You can't train him the way you train your other kids, right? No, you got to come in, and I'm sure he's going to have somebody around him letting you know exactly what he needs to work on. And you're going to work on that.
Right.
to make sure he's better at that particular thing, right?
Right.
And I mean,
Right.
I
But
bring up Shea because what do you believe Shea needs to work on? He's an NBA MVP,
I can answer
yeah.
that. I can. I
what
Right.
does
can
he need to work on?
technically. I would say if I was going to go to the gym with Shay, you look at Shay and you say, okay, man, most of the things that you do are you clean. So you're evaluating the player. You're trying to get a player to the 100th percentile of function, and that could be
Yeah,
that's across his entire skill set. So anywhere where he's at an 80, hey, we're trying to get to 85 and 90. Like he has
Right.
a terrific body work. I was telling you the other day, Ed, that his body work could be cleaner. They're letting him get away with this angle
Yes.
from here
Yep.
to here. It's like a nice sized piece of pie where they're allowing him to push within. Where
Yes.
your shoulder is what's necessary for your shoulder and leverage is what's necessary for clean body work in the moment. And I would also advise him that look, man, you're very good at getting into the paint, using your body, disconnecting, spinning away, and realigning yourself for shots. Well, I think if he would observe the tippy toe in the red zone rule, which is once you're inside the 3-point line to tippy toe your steps, then I think he would have an easier time. He would be able to apply leverage, get to because he's terrific at getting to the person's body fast. So he would get to the person's body quick and then be able to drop people off as opposed to having to spin all the way out on shots. Not he
Right.
can't do it because 6'6" and long, but it takes extra time and extra energy. It could clean his game. So when you're talking about, you can do, depending on what level the player is, you can do an overhaul on a player, or you can just refinement to a player. A lot of
Right.
times, the professional players, all they need from you is refinement. They don't need overhaul.
Refinement.
I'm sorry, Lonzo Ball needed the overhaul on his shot. That's not always necessary. I can think of, let me go back some years to Terrence Williams. Terrence Williams had picture perfect form, just not a money shot. So,
okay.
but that there has to be some type of refinement. Russell Westbrook, for example, here's the pointer finger, the only finger that points straight to the basket. The finger we use as kids is the pistol. Well, Russell Westbrook shoots. The last thing to touch his basketball is the middle finger. So he's already starting off at a disadvantage. So his pistol is pointed off to the side. He wouldn't want a gun that had the pistol, the nozzle at an angle. So if you're using the middle finger, that's an ill angle to the basket because the only one that's going straight to the basket is that one. So no matter how good the player is, there's things that you can do to help him refine. And sometimes a person is unorthodox and they don't need overhauling. They may start their shot like this, even like Jamal Wilkes, but the finger is so nice that there's no way you're going to do anything but, hey, just tell the kid, be judicious about the shots you take because your form and technique is as good as it needs to be.
That's understanding. That's understanding the physical understanding of a player. That's understanding that. Same with someone like Reggie Miller. There we go. Would you say again, Troy? What is it?
Anatomical consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now this is what's gonna be. This is what's gonna come up because you could hear the NBA guys, and whenever they start chirping a little bit, you could hear the NBA guys about SGA. They were talking about the push off. So next year they're going to watch film this summer. The referees are going to watch film, and he's not going to be able to have that much of that separation through the body contact that he uses. So,
but he
now he's going to have to clean it up.
Flex on contact,
This what I believe with Shea. I believe some of the stuff he's doing now, if he's in the league 20 years, he's still going to be able to do it. It's all natural. He had a nasty mid-range game. He's smooth. Everything he's doing now, he'll continue to do. They may on his how he separates, creates space or whatever.
And that's the only thing he'll have. He has
natural.
Yeah, he has one of the most simple games that you could have. There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's no. It's simple.
All you need.
Like it's simple. I mean, he's so understanding of what he's doing out on the floor that.
He still has to clean his game up. He still
Yeah,
has.
He
yeah.
does.
No,
Yeah,
no
but
doubt, no
still,
doubt.
a lot of it is natural. He's going to give you 30 and you don't even know it.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? He does it quietly.
Yeah.
And if he comes in I think this year, I think he's going to get in the gym and shoot a million long range three-point shots. He's going to get better from the 3-point line. It's going to make the game much easier for him.
Well, if he has aspirations of being the face of the league, like Michael Jordan and LeBron James type players, these guys, what we marveled at as fans, as people part of the sport, is that Michael Jordan and LeBron James came back better every single season. LeBron James is still doing it. Even in year 22, he's finding things to improve on, to help his game. Kobe did the same thing. Now all the guys let's just be clear. All the guys are getting better. And when we talked about Patrick Beverly being the poster child for the guy that was able to do have a certain offensive success at one level, and then how that didn't necessarily equate to the NBA level. That probably goes for 90% of the guys in the league, because most of the guys in the league would be terrific on your men's league team, on your pro-am team. Trust me, they would all be capable of 45 and 50 in a lot of things. And I want to mention something about real quick with oh man, now you made me forget his name. John Sally said, I gotta say before we get off here.
Love John Sally.
Yeah, I love John Sally. He's a funny guy.
John Sally.
Brilliant mind. But that's cap, Sal. I gotta tell you, you said that he's tired of the old heads saying how the young guys the young guys today couldn't play in the league back then. Sal said it's reversed. He said the old heads couldn't play with the new guy. Well, let me tell you, Sal, there are a lot of the what people consider the old heads that could play in today's NBA, and there's young guys that would not be in today's game. They would have a hard time playing in the old school game. The reason why you say that is you didn't have all that much skill, man. I mean, you can play. You had a role. We talk about role definition. Right. You had a role. You did things, but you weren't like, you didn't have like a bag, bro. So what you're talking about is skewed. And I'm saying that I'm saying that for me from the point, I can't speak for Ed and I can't speak for Craig, but I will say that's cap.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Please, if you really enjoyed all this content, please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be doing this every week, every Thursday, 4 p.m. We're going to be right here, head high to the ceiling. And but yeah, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be right here doing the walk sports talk, walk the walk hoops talk, however you want to say it. And I know you see it differently in all these different places, but the point, walk to walk hoop talk is what we're all about.